Wow, what an intro. Thank you. So yeah, I'm Alicia, and I'm an engineering manager at Incident.io. We build incident management platform, which means waking you up in the middle of the night when things go wrong and providing you with the tools to help resolve your problems quickly. I'm not going to be talking to you about that today. I'm going to be talking to you about what it means to be a manager for me. But the team are at the booth, so go and say hello. So let's talk about managing authentically across levels. But what do I mean by authentically? As is the way with words, especially in the English language, it can mean a few different things. What I'm going to focus on is this part of the definition. It's a lot more philosophical, but centered around the personal and human element, which is a big part of our roles as managers. Authenticity needs to be authentic to you and the individuals on your team. I'm going to break down a few modes of thinking that help me, and I hope that they can help you, or at least inspire you to think of what might make sense for you. So let's go over how I like to work with my team and maybe how you could work with yours. Treat engineers like peers. You have the same goals as an engineer on your team to deliver some kind of value to an end user. You just have a different role and different set of responsibilities in achieving that thing. But you should be working together to get it done. There are definitely times where you're going to have to be a people manager, right? You're going to have to get into that people management mode. And you're going to have to give some difficult feedback or go into a performance review. But you should be thinking and working with your team on how to unblock them when they run into some trouble. How can you have that human connection with them? How can you help them drive things forward? Give them the organizational context that they might be missing. I've lost my speaker notes. I can try and keep going off memory. Let's do it. Don't be shy. So as a manager, the hardest part is having those difficult conversations, giving feedback or a really tough performance review. Try not to shy away from it. Try to have those conversations and try to give feedback as often as you can. Do it quickly. Another thing that you want to do is validate the right things. So if someone's doing a good job, tell them quickly. Drop them a Slack message. Great comms. Great commit message on this PR. Whether it's good or bad, try to give that feedback and have that conversation as quickly and as often as you can. Try and set the tone for the energy and vibe in your team. There are lots of times, thanks guys, especially in recent times, where acknowledging mood is really important, especially when things are feeling a little bit shit for your team. Pretending like things are good when things are obviously not feeling good can feel really insincere. Be sure to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Let them know, yeah, this does suck. It is a bit shit right now. Offer them your time if they need it, and encourage them to stay focused if they can. Try to catch individuals when their mood begins to impact the team. This can be as simple as someone having a little snarky comment in a meeting about something. It's okay to have bad days, ups and downs, we all have them, but it's not okay when it starts to impact others. You want to tackle that quickly for both that person and for those on the team. And as a manager, as a leader, it's really important that you role model that type of behavior and make sure that your own moods don't overly affect the team. Try to lend your energy back to the team when you can. And try to adapt your approach. No one is the same. How can you change your style depending on the person? In your first one-on-one, ask folks what works for them. How do they like to receive feedback? How do they like to receive praise? How often do they even want to have a one-on-one? Try to spend enough time with folks on your team that you know who they are. What type of work energizes them? What are they interested in learning? And what do they want to achieve outside of work? Maybe there's some crossover in skill that you can help them gain. Tailor your approach. I have one-on-ones with folks. Some of them are always in a meeting room where we have an agenda and we diligently go through the list of things on the agenda. And I have other one-on-ones where we walk around the block for an hour, catch some fresh air, have a little chat. Different people need different things. So spend some time figuring that out.
If you're enjoying this, then LeadDev's got loads more to offer and there's tons to explore.
So the reason I love LeadDev so much is they've got such a range of content on so many different topics in the world of engineering, leadership, and management.
So LeadDev helped a lot on building my own career, right? And it's great to also see how it's helping the new generation as well.
Make sure to sign up and join us at leaddev.com.
Cool. So we've kind of got a little bit of a baseline. And, obviously I'm encouraging you to adapt your approach for individuals. I'm also going to encourage you to adapt your approach depending on levels, depending on experience of your engineers. So for your junior engineers, they don't really know much yet. You should be pushing lots of opportunities their way to figure out what they're good at, what they're not good at, what they like, what they don't like. See how they do in different situations. They are adaptable and moldable, and you should be helping shape them and figure out what it is that they're good at. And review goals often. When you're a sort of young engineer and you're trying to figure out what you like and how you like it, your goals are probably going to change pretty frequently depending on your interests. So review them quickly. Don't always do quarterly goals or quarterly reviews. Review weekly, review monthly, review as often as you can. And make sure that you're giving lots and lots of feedback for everything that they do. It might seem like overkill, but weekly feedback I would be encouraging at this stage. Your mid-level engineers are arguably your most dangerous engineers. They don't know what they don't know. They have enough experience to know the shapes of the problems. Maybe they've seen it once before, so they think they know what's happening. But they don't have enough experience to know all of the different ways that this thing could go wrong. Try to give your mid-level engineers room to fail where you can. You want to help them gather those war wounds in a safe environment. If you can see that they're about to fail, instead of swooping in and stopping them or saving the day, take a step back and assess the risk of failure. Is it going to bring production down? Maybe we don't do that. But is it going to delay the project a day? Maybe we can afford that mistake. Maybe let them fail and see what happens. Let them catch the wound in a safe environment. And of course, feedback. Often, frequently, and especially in those moments where they thought that they knew it all. Having some technical difficulties this evening, guys. Here we go. All right, so for your senior engineers, unlike your mid-level engineers, they know what they don't know. This is good stuff. We're cooking now. This is where you want to be. They can come to you when there's a gap in their knowledge. You can help them fill that gap. They'll spend extra time scoping things that they have a little bit less knowledge in, and you should give them that time to do that. And sure, things will go wrong. They always do, but they'll probably expect it to, and that's important. Encourage your senior engineers to tell you what they want. Tell you what they need more experience in so you can advocate for them. And ensure that they're given the right opportunity to grow and learn. And when they are faced with those new challenges, ensure you're given regular feedback. Now, for your staff or any level above that, principal, or whatever you call it in your company, they might know more than you, but they don't know everything. So at this point, they've probably been an engineer longer than you. You know, we've decided to go down the manager track at some point, and they likely have very deep technical knowledge of things that you may have only scratched the surface on. Use that to your advantage. Solve problems together, whether it's technical or people. But remember that there's a lot of help and support that you can give them too, especially when it comes to sort of dynamics of team, organizational context. Between the two of you, you should be able to come up with very smart and meaningful solutions to problems with technical or people. And just because they're more senior and experienced, it doesn't mean that they don't need and value feedback. So give it freely and often. It's a short talk, but we're going to recap. This is the times where you can take the picture at the end of the slide. Treat your engineers as peers. You have the same goal, but different roles. Don't be shy. Make sure you have those hard conversations. Set the energy and vibe of your team. Address issues. Set the tone. And be adaptive. Nobody is the same. And across your levels, junior engineers, they know nothing, teach them. Mid-level engineers think they know everything, let them fail. And for your senior, they know what they don't know, fill in those gaps for them. And your staff know more than you, solve problems together. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for listening.